life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Tomorrow on ET, only one show is with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I'm going to look through my iconic moments with ET.
Oh, we've been with you for a minute, Sarah, so that's going to be quite the retrospective. Okay.
It's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is.
So we leave you now with a star-studded reading of Taylor Swift's iconic breakup anthem.
Whee! It's the video that we...
Happening now.
Candles, flowers, a memorial springing up in the same spot in far west Bexar County where a 15-year-old was gunned down 2 days ago. What we know so far from law enforcement and what we know about the victim.
And don't get too used to this warmth. A strong cold front is on the way. I'll time it out for you, let you know how cool it'll get in just a bit.
And many children have been hurt or killed by tipping or falling furniture. There is a new law out there you need to know about, but there's also something you can do today to protect your kids. The News at 5 starts right now. Not even old enough for a driver's license. He was 15, and he was killed just around the corner from his home this weekend.
Brennan High School freshman Ted Johnson Jr. found shot just after midnight on Sunday night in a neighborhood right across from Bernal Middle School. Garrett Berger talking with neighbors about what they know now.
A makeshift memorial with candles and flowers is sprung up in the 500 block of Lucrezia, in the same place where 15-year-old Ted Johnson Jr. fell early Sunday morning.
It's beautiful that people care about him, and dropping stuff off for him.
Johnson's family, who didn't want to appear on camera, said he played football at Brennan and liked video games. Rocco Esquivel was a friend from middle school who came by the memorial Tuesday afternoon.
Just say hi to him,
A sad visit, devoid of the friendly conversations he remembered.
I don't think he deserved what happened to him.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has released few details about the case, only that the teen was found unresponsive on the sidewalk, shot multiple times. He was pronounced dead at University Hospital an hour later.
Neighbors told us about hearing those fatal shots, but they did not want to appear on camera.
One of them had thought someone was banging at his door. When he and his wife looked out and saw Johnson's body and a gun on the ground, they called 911. He told us he didn't see anyone else nearby or hear the screech of tires. Another neighbor who heard the shots said they didn't hear a vehicle either. A third neighbor told us he had video, which he did not show us, of Johnson being dropped off about 2 hours beforehand, then later walking in the direction where he ended up being shot. It did not, however, capture the shooting. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Smoke detectors saving a family's life when their home caught fire. San Antonio firefighters responding to a house in flames at 4 in the morning where 2 adults and 1 child were caught inside. Fire crews arrived at Valewood View near Bandera Road and immediately started to try and fight that fire. The family originally tried to put it out themselves with their own fire extinguisher, but that extinguisher ran out.
Initial crews reported smoke on the front side, flames on the back side. They initially started to extinguish it with their own extinguisher, but they ran out with that.
Yeah, luckily the family is safe and several pets were rescued. According to the fire department, a heater on the exterior backside of the house used to keep the family's pets warm may have started the fire. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
A man sent to the hospital after being shot multiple times on the west side. It happened sometime around 9:30 last night. Officers responding to a wounded person on Southwest 36th Street. Police state that the victim was driving on Highway 90 when someone in a red sports car pulled up next to him and fired 5 times, hitting both of his arms. The victim able to pull over somehow. He was taken to University Hospital. So far, no arrests have been made, but investigators are still on the job.
The Gun Violence Archive marks what happened at Michigan State University as the 67th mass shooting in America so far this year. We've had more mass shootings than calendar days so far. 3 people were killed, another 5 injured after a gunman on the campus entered that school.
It's a warm Valentine's afternoon at the Sparty statue. Yet as the sun moves down, a student, Evan Katz of West Bloomfield, took a knee and offered a somber prayer
To think that those are possible classmates, our teammates that we work with on a daily basis, our friends, our people that we talk with even for 4 seconds on a bus ride, it hurts. It's a hard day right now.
It started small here, a few bundles of flowers left. As the afternoon wore on, though, the pile grew larger and larger, the crowd even more so, and a sign showed up with a new slogan, Spartan Strong. MSU junior Olivia Myers of Grand Rapids could only think of what she could give today.
My parents sent me flowers and it just didn't feel right to have them for myself, so I just wanted to come out here and contribute to the memorial.
Sophomore Avonlea Blankhorn summed up the entire exercise in a few words.
I decided to bring 3 roses. I brought one for each student killed.
Students hugged and cried and struggled to find meaning in this terrible loss. Few were able to. Evan gave it one last try.
This campus is so big. You really, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words. Yeah, it's very difficult.
That was Rod Maloney, who reported that story from our sister station WDIV in Detroit.
It is an incredible number. Now more than 41,000 people are dead from that 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Syria and Turkey. Officials now estimating 105,000 have been freed from collapsed sites across the country of Turkey. 1.2 million are staying in emergency shelters, and authorities say that at least 6 million people are now homeless or displaced. Meantime, in Syria, a country already crippled from war, is at a breaking point of disaster.
Half of the population faces hunger, and that's the worst that we've seen since the beginning of the crisis in Syria.
Syrian conflict makes it difficult for food pantries to replenish supplies and reach those in need. Syria's president agreed to open 2 border crossings from Turkey to allow deliveries for food, shelter, and support that the country hopes will last into the next 3 months.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton joining other states in letters sent to CVS and Walgreens about the decision to ask the FDA about sending abortion pills through the mail. The pharmacies recently made announcements in support of the Biden administration's plan to do this. Although the White House is trying to follow through with this decision, the pharmacies are actually at odds with federal and state laws that banned abortion. In a letter to CVS from the Missouri Supreme Court, they wrote, quote, "We emphasize that it is our responsibility as state attorneys general to uphold the law and protect the health, safety, and well-being of women and unborn children in our states," end quote. The rising interest rate causing a big issue for the Treasury Department. The department paid a record $213 billion in just interest payments on the national debt in the fourth quarter last year. That rate has gone up 4.5 percentage points in the past 12 months. Some experts say by 2032, the federal government will have to pay $3 billion a day in interest.
Consumer prices have declined, but inflation still edging higher for the month. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics releasing data today saying that the inflation rate increased by 0.5% since December. Now, this is likely due to the cost of household products going up, like food and gas, along with clothes, furniture, even insurance. Efforts by the federal government to ease inflation is yet to be seen in the economy, and experts are warning that even more inflation rate hikes may be on the way.
We're just not seeing the cracking in the economy that people had anticipated at this stage, and I think it remains to be seen when that will show up.
Now, there are a few bright spots. Prices for used cars, medical care, and airline tickets are down.
This evening, we are learning who will be on Axiom Space's next private astronaut mission to the International Space Station. NASA and its partners announced that former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson will command the flight. John Schaffner, a businessman from Knoxville, Tennessee, will serve as pilot, and Ali Al-Karni and Rayana Barnawi, who are from Saudi Arabia, will be mission specialists. The crew will travel to the International Space Station on a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft.
It is Valentine's Day, and we often think about showing our love to others. But don't forget to show some self-love to yourself. Practicing self-love can be a little bit difficult, but when you tune in to what you need to better your body and your mind, you can share that confidence with those around you. Give yourself maybe some grace, spoil yourself a little bit if you need it, and exercise if you'd like to. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember that life can get messy.
It's normal and human to experience ups and downs. There's nothing deeply flawed or broken in you. You're just like everyone else.
And if there's something in your life that feels draining or makes you feel discovered, the experts say get some healthy boundaries. And when you do, the children in your life will learn to love and appreciate themselves too.
Check out traffic on this Valentine's Day. We're going to go to I-35 at San Marcos, and you can see that traffic is moving in both directions, but it is very slow in what looks like the northbound lanes of I-35. Again, this is I-35 at San Marcos.
I just realized I'm the only one in the studio not wearing red today.
We know you're a romantic anyway.
I am, very much so.
You got a little pink in your tie? Maybe that'll work.
There's a smidge.
Okay, all right.
It's a stretch.
We'll work on that.
80 degrees is the high temperature today. How about that? And look at this. Our record low, 13, on this day back in 2021 when we had our snow, which lasted into February 15th as well. 80 Del Rio and Eagle Pass, 84 in Floresville. We're feeling the warmth, but don't get used to it because a cold front, and a noticeable one, is just around the corner. We're going to tell you more about that. And if you thought we were windy, wait till you see West Texas. See you in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Now to a danger that's in almost every home, furniture that can tip over. In the past 20 years, more than 400 children have been killed by this, thousands more injured by dressers, TVs, and cabinets that seem to have been stable enough, but were not. 12 on our side's Marilyn Moritz explains how a new law is supposed to help.
The demonstrations are startling. But for Daniel Brong and 2-year-old Zoe, it was real and scary. Just after Christmas, they were tidying up her room.
Zoe started opening up the drawers. When she had opened 2 of those little drawers on the top, the dresser came down right on her foot. And I was like, oh no.
The dresser crushed and nearly severed 2 of Zoe's toes. Doctors were able to reattach her toes and she's recovering. This problem isn't new. I've been reporting on it for years as hundreds of children have been hurt or killed. What often happens is the child opens a lower drawer to stand on it to try to reach something. And the furniture topples forward. Most of the children are under the age of 6. Now, a new law called the Sturdy Act is designed to prevent more tragedies. It requires all dressers and similar products made in the U.S., even including those under 30 inches tall, to meet minimum safety standards when it comes to sturdiness and strength testing. The act was years in the making, pushed by parents like Brett Horn.
15 years since I lost my son Charlie to a tip over, and this problem has gone on way too long, and I think we've really established a law here that's going to protect children for many, many years going forward.
Even with the new protections, safety advocates say with children in the home, all furniture should be anchored to the wall.
To say that I'm thankful that it tipped over, I'm not, but I learned a lot from it. I've secured 4 other dressers in our house to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, we mentioned Valentine's Day. Several couples got married on the Bexar County Courthouse steps last night. They've actually been getting married throughout the day. How they're celebrating these romantic engagements. Still ahead.
I'm Myra Arthur, and here's what we're working on for you for the news at 6 o'clock today. Jesse DeGollado shares the story of the late Dr. Harmon Kelly. Alongside her father, Dr. Margaret Kelly says she learned from one of the best, an OBGYN known for his commitment to the Southeast Side community, his legacy at 6. And connecting veterans and active duty members who are struggling with the resources they need. It can be challenging what this group and this event is doing to find solutions to that. And leaders of different faiths from all across San Antonio joining in one room today to discuss a tough topic, domestic violence, the goals they are all setting to help those struggling in their own congregations. These stories and more today on the news at 6.
Love and commitment in the air this Valentine's Day. Couples started tying the knot at the stroke of midnight this morning at the Bexar County Courthouse, and this has continued all the way into the afternoon. The last nuptials about 3 hours ago. They are free wedding ceremonies for Valentine's Day. They're offered every year. The midnight wedding had a special guest too, the Spurs Coyote, who made an appearance to help celebrate. County clerks then held 3 additional ceremonies today on the courthouse steps. And while the ceremonies are free, the dozens of newlyweds were also asked to donate $20 to the Battered Women and Children's Shelter to help support that cause.
The Spurs Coyote showed up?
Best man.
That's going to be memorable. You know what that means? Love is forever.
Forever. Did he give a speech? Because I've never heard him talk.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe he just held up some cards.
Oh, okay, yeah, held up some cards, and then shed a tear.
Exactly.
Then held up a glass, right?
Probably, and shot some T-shirts into the crowd.
I hope
No,
not
I
up close.
don't know. Beautiful day, though, today.
That would be epic. Anyway, yeah, it's beautiful, but a little windy. And if you thought we had it windy, wait till I show you parts of West Texas and the Panhandle and what that stirred up and kicked up in a moment. But the wind is already starting to tap the brakes, and so you're not going to notice it tonight. A calm wind overnight. It's really going to dissipate quickly this evening. Warm again tomorrow. We're talking low 80s. But don't get used to it. A cold front is right around the corner. And speaking of that cold front, take a look at our trend for morning low temperatures. Tomorrow morning, we'll be right near 50 degrees. Thursday, 47. But look at Friday and Saturday. Back down to freezing. So don't put the jackets away quite yet. We're going to have another light freeze Friday morning and Saturday morning. We'll talk about afternoon temperatures in a moment. Let's take a look at the wind. As I mentioned, ours is already tapping the brakes. It's still steady out of the west at 15 miles per hour. We're still clocking gusts in excess of 20 at times, but earlier today, we had those wind gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour. Let me take you to Midland and especially Lubbock, El Paso. 64 mile per hour maximum gusts today in El Paso. Lubbock, 67 mile per hour wind, and Amarillo 58 mile per hour wind. So yeah, it was gusty around here, but nothing like our friends up to the north, even Abilene gusting up to 54. And if you look at the satellite imagery very closely, the white of course indicates the clouds, Texas right here, and in the center part of your screen, and this little bright brown area, that's the dust that got lifted into the air today from those gusty winds, that red West Texas dust that we sometimes get around here, but this is going to be heading away from us. We're not going to be getting any of that. You know, and sometimes when we get rain after that dust moves in, we get that muddy rain and it leaves, mud on your car, but that's not going to be the case here for us. Again, this is staying out of our area, but just something that folks to the north had to deal with today. Here's why. We've got this low pressure system that's really winding up right now. You can see this classic comma shape across the midsection of the country. It's got a lot of moisture with it. Unfortunately, we're not tapping into any of that moisture. It's good moisture. And on the backside of it, as it's been strengthening, the winds have been picking up out of the west. And also, if you look in parts of the desert Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, even you get into parts of Nevada and Utah, some precipitation, high elevation snow, lower elevation rain. That's the next system that'll swing a cold front through our neck of the woods tomorrow night, but it's really looking dry. I mean, a 10% chance of it. So 78 degrees right now. It's warm out there. Very dry air though. That west wind drying us out. Dew point of 18. Most recent gust Rio Medina, New Braunfels is 79, 73 in Bernie right now. Look at we'll be right near 50 across our area. Some mid 40s in the hill country, Kerrville, for example. 90 the high, Carrizo Springs and Cotulla. Here in San Antonio. Seguin at 80 and Timberwood Park at 79. We'll have a little bit of fog in the morning. Warm and very mild conditions, but that comes to an end very quickly. Again, keep the jackets handy because by Thursday, the warmest we'll get is 59 degrees. Friday's even colder after that light freeze in the morning. Our high temperature is going to be 56. So we're looking at temperatures high temperatures in the mid to upper 50s to end this work week and really even to kickstart the weekend.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Did you notice that somebody's
he's not in the spirit.
The weather guys?
Yeah, you know.
Anyway, can we get to the All-Star break already?
I know, right? We need to. The Spurs need to. Right, you know that's got to wear down on him at some point. But coming up, last night was really a good night for Malachi Branham because it was a homecoming game for him, and he showed out. Plus, the McCollum girls basketball team moving on in the playoffs. Coming.
You and Bill choose.
I feel like it strengthens us a lot. I think that we got tougher throughout all these games. We played, we saw our potential. I think it did a lot for us. We finally got all of us on a roll.
Experience was good, you know, being there and, you know, like you said, being in the starting lineup and everybody, you know, cheering, so it was cool.
Spurs rookie Malachi Branham found himself in the starting lineup in his return to Ohio in Big Board Sports. Malachi was excited to start in Cleveland last night because he did so with his family in the stands. What a thrill for all of them, right? Branham was born in Columbus, Ohio, and later moved to Akron, where he went to St. Vincent St. Mary High School, the school LeBron James put on the map. Branham made his 11th career start and had a solid game, scoring 18 points in 29 minutes. He said that he was playing in that arena for the first time, that he could hear his family cheering him on all game long. He was one of 6 Spurs to reach double digits, including all 5 starters. But Cleveland handed the Spurs their 13th straight loss, 117-109. And after the game, some of the Cavs gave the young Spurs a pep talk.
Just keep going. You know, I talked to Garland, and he Garland talked to me and Blake, and basically was like, just keep it up. Y'all gonna be good. He said, he was in our position. So just keep working. The work don't stop. So. Yeah, it was good, seeing, guys like that being in the league, all-star caliber guys, coming up, talking to us. So.
Spurs will wrap up the first leg of the rodeo road trip tomorrow night at 6 at the Hornets, then take some time off for the All-Star break. The McCollum girls basketball team beat Highlands 61-53 in a Class 5A by-district playoff game last night at the Alamo Convocation Center. The Cowboys' first playoff win since 2003. Giselle Gonzalez led McCollum to 17 points, scoring 14 of those in the first half. Aaliyah Mancha added 15 points. The Cowboys had 5 different players score at least 7 points, which they needed to hold off Highlands and Janiah Perkins, who scored 40 for the Owls. McCollum won the District 28 5A championship, and now they've advanced to the area round.
I feel like it strengthens us a lot. I think that we got tougher throughout all these games. We played, we saw our potential. I think it did a lot for us. We finally got all of us are on a roll. It's when we're all playing together, it's a different game.
That's a good-looking trophy. McCollum will face either Leander Glenn or Kerrville Tivy later this week. Glenn and Tivy play later tonight in Dripping Springs.
Thank you, Larry.
You got it.
We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News is up next. We'll see you back here at 6. Hope you're enjoying your Valentine's Day so far.
Yes. Happy Heart Day.